Our planet, a vibrant sphere of life, owes much of its existence to the vast oceans that cover its surface. These shimmering expanses of blue are not just bodies of water, they are the lifeblood of Earth. They are essential for regulating the climate, producing the very air we breathe and supporting a stunning array of creatures. From the microscopic phytoplankton that drift in sunlit waters to the majestic whales that migrate across entire oceans, life in all its forms thrives within these depths. The intricate tapestry of marine ecosystems is a testament to the interconnectedness of our planet. Each species, no matter how small, plays a vital role. The oceans are also intimately connected to our own lives, even those of us who live far from the coast. They provide us with food, regulate our weather patterns, and offer countless opportunities for recreation and wonder. The health of our oceans is directly linked to our own well-being. It is a relationship that we often take for granted, yet one that is critical for our survival. We often call Earth the blue planet because of the vastness of its oceans, but it could just as easily be called the green planet thanks to the oxygen those oceans provide. Did you know that every second breath we take comes from the ocean? Tiny, drifting plants in the sea, phytoplankton, produce more than half of the oxygen in our atmosphere. The oceans are also our greatest allies in the fight against climate change. They act as giant sponges, absorbing over 90% of the excess heat trapped by greenhouse gases. Without this crucial buffering effect, our planet would be experiencing far more extreme weather events and rapidly rising temperatures. The oceans also absorb a significant amount of the carbon dioxide we release into the atmosphere. This is a critical service, as carbon dioxide is a major contributor to global warming. However, this absorption comes at a cost. As the oceans absorb more carbon dioxide, they become more acidic. This acidification threatens the delicate balance of marine ecosystems, particularly coral reefs, which are vital nurseries for countless marine species. Protecting our oceans means protecting ourselves. They are the very lungs of our planet, providing us with the oxygen we need and regulating the climate on which we depend. Beneath the waves lies a world of astonishing diversity, a kaleidoscope of life that rivals anything found on land. Millions of species, from microscopic plankton to giant squid, call the ocean home. This rich tapestry of life is not just beautiful, it is the foundation of the global food web. Tiny phytoplankton, fueled by sunlight, form the base of this intricate web. They are grazed upon by zooplankton, which in turn support a vast array of larger creatures, from fish to whales. This delicate balance ensures the health and productivity of the entire ocean. For millions of people around the world, the ocean is a vital source of protein. Fish and shellfish provide essential nutrients and sustain livelihoods, particularly in coastal communities. The health of these fisheries is directly dependent on the health of the entire marine ecosystem. Overfishing, pollution, and climate change all threaten the delicate balance of marine life. As we lose species and disrupt ecosystems, we jeopardize not only the health of the ocean, but also our own food security. The ocean's influence extends far beyond its shores. Coastal communities around the world depend on the ocean for their livelihoods, their cultures, and their very way of life. Fishing, tourism, and aquaculture are just a few of the industries that rely on healthy oceans. Coral reefs, often called the rainforests of the sea, are not only biodiversity hotspots, but also provide crucial protection for coastal communities. They act as natural barriers, buffering shorelines from storms and erosion. Their loss would have devastating consequences for both human and ecological communities. The economic impact of ocean degradation is staggering. Billions of dollars are lost each year due to overfishing, pollution, and the impacts of climate change. As the ocean's health declines, so too do the livelihoods of millions of people who depend on it. Investing in ocean conservation is not just an environmental imperative, it is an economic necessity. By protecting our oceans, we are protecting our future. Section 5. The unthinkable oceans no longer teeming with life. Imagine a world where the once vibrant blue of the ocean fades to a murky green, choked by algal blooms. Imagine silent coastlines devoid of the cries of seabirds or the crashing waves teeming with life. This is the stark reality we face if our oceans become uninhabitable. The collapse of marine ecosystems would be catastrophic. not just for the countless species that call the ocean home, but for humanity as well. The intricate web of life that sustains us would unravel, leading to food shortages, economic collapse, and widespread ecological devastation. The very air we breathe would be affected. Without phytoplankton to produce oxygen and absorb carbon dioxide, the atmosphere would become increasingly toxic. Climate change would accelerate at an alarming rate, making large parts of the planet uninhabitable. The thought of lifeless oceans may seem like a scene from a dystopian future, but it is a very real possibility if we fail to act. The choices we make today will determine the fate of our oceans and ultimately our own survival. Section 6. A world overheating, the domino effect of uninhabitable oceans. The oceans play a crucial role in regulating Earth's climate, acting as a massive heat sink that absorbs and distributes solar radiation. Without this vital function, our planet would be a much hotter, more volatile place. The consequences of uninhabitable oceans extend far beyond the loss of marine life. As the oceans warm and become more acidic, their ability to absorb carbon dioxide decreases. This leads to a dangerous feedback loop, where more carbon dioxide in the atmosphere causes further warming, which in turn leads to even less carbon dioxide being absorbed by the oceans. The polar regions, home to vast ice sheets that reflect sunlight back into space, would be particularly vulnerable. As these ice sheets melt at an alarming rate, sea levels would rise, inundating coastal cities and displacing millions of people. The very geography of our planet would be redrawn. The Earth's delicate climate balance, maintained for millennia, would be irrevocably disrupted, leading to extreme weather events, prolonged droughts, and devastating floods. The consequences would be felt by every living thing on our planet. Section 7. Guardians of the deep conservation efforts for a shared future. In the face of these daunting challenges, there is hope. Around the world, scientists, conservationists, policymakers, and everyday citizens are working tirelessly to protect our oceans. From establishing marine protected areas to reducing pollution and combating climate change, every effort counts. Organizations like the World Wildlife Fund and the Marine Conservation Institute are leading the charge, advocating for science-based solutions and working with local communities to implement sustainable fishing practices and protect critical habitats. Their efforts are making a real difference, but they cannot do it alone. We all have a role to play in safeguarding the future of our oceans. By reducing our carbon footprint, making sustainable seafood choices, and supporting organizations working to protect marine life, we can each make a difference. Section 8. Our collective responsibility, a call for action. The fate of our oceans, and indeed our planet, rests in our hands. We must act now with urgency and determination to reverse the damage we have inflicted and ensure a healthy future for generations to come. The time for complacency is over. The time for action is now. Let us be inspired by the words of the poet John Masefield, who wrote, "I must go down to the seas again, to the lonely sea and the sky, and all I ask is a tall ship and a star to steer her by." Let us be the generation that chooses to steer our planet towards a brighter future, one where the oceans once again teem with life and continue to sustain us all. Our connection to the ocean runs deep. It is in our DNA, in our history, and in our future. Let us honor that connection by becoming guardians of the deep, protectors of the blue heart of our planet. The time to act is now. Our very survival depends on it.